Think about a referral. I mean, what is it? I want to get a referral from Candida. Okay, I'm asking you for a whole lot of for names and email addresses of 3 of your friends that might be interested in Majestic. Okay, let's think of this logically. What do I need between us for you to give me that information? Got to have a relationship. Okay, so the whole trust process that we've been through. Okay, and what am I looking for in return?
Information.
Exactly. Okay, same process. Exactly the same process. Relationship, data, and then I'm going to take that information and then use to sell to them. In fact, I'm going to take those guys and I'm going to put them through the same process. So relationship data sale is exactly the same concept with referral marketing than anything else. So with Majestic, here we are. Okay, here's me. Okay, here's Scott. Okay, here's Candida. Okay, so we have a relationship here. Okay, I'm connecting. Candida now has 3 people that I want to contact with. She's got a relationship here with them already. Okay, I want to contact those. I can't go to them directly because even if I could, it would be spam. So you say, don't worry, I'll talk to these 3 people on my behalf. How do we do that? Well, what happens is you tell me A, B, and C. Name, email address, and cell phone number of these people. So I've got now A, B, and C in my database, those contact details. What I then do is I then send an email to A, to B, and to C saying, Dear A, Candida suggested I contacted you about Majestic, blah, 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 blah. Dear B, Candida suggested I contact you, blah, blah, blah. The same thing happens. So you give those 3. How you do this is simply by filling out a form. I email you a form and say, Candida, please fill out this referral form. You then type in name, email addresses of these A, B, and C, and the system automatically sends those emails on my behalf. Now, when is a good time to send those emails out asking for a referral? In my opinion, send it out all the time. In your journey where it's going out, possibly not the first journey, but certainly from your 3rd or 4th onwards. At the bottom of every email that goes out, say to them, do you know of anyone else that would be interested in this product or service? Just click here. What do? They go to a form. What does the form ask for? Name, email addresses of potential referrals. So what's happening now is you're promoting within your journey to your database to ask for referrals. And guess what? It costs you nothing. It takes no time and no effort. And if it increases your database by 10%, that's 10% increase that you wouldn't have had before. And that 10% is usually the most valuable 10% as well. Okay, so viral marketing. Just to finish off, this is how powerful it can be. Let's say you've got 100 people in your database at the moment. Okay, I'm going to grade these out. This means that you have a relationship with them. Okay, what you're doing now. So you put 100 people into your database. What you're then going to do is you're going to run a campaign into your database to these 100 people. And you're going to say, please give me name and email addresses of your friends or anybody else that could be interested in what I have to offer. They're going to give you, in return, another number. Let's say, for example, it's 50. Okay. Now, the problem with this 50 is that you do not have permission to communicate with them. So to get permission, you need to email them and say, listen, guys, Candida, whoever it was, suggested I contacted you. Please click here and tell me more about yourself. In the meantime, I'm going to put you on my journey. So what you're going to do is you're going to put these 50 on the journey, okay, that you've put everybody else on, and drive them to complete the same form that everybody else is going to fill out, your lead qualification form. Okay, when they fill out that form, then they go from being unqualified to qualified. Okay, let's say only 50% or 25 of them actually fill that out. These guys, you can't communicate. You can't go and ask these guys now to refer more people because they weren't interested in the first place. So in other words, you can't start bombing these guys with special offers and then you're mailing until they've agreed, until they've opted in. So you need to just convince these guys to complete that form, because then you can go back to these 25. You can say, hi guys, do you have anyone else for me to refer? And these guys are going to go give you another 50, and of those, another half of those, and then another half are going to get again. So you're going to end up with another, what is that? 25 half would be 12 and a half, half of 12 and a half. Let's say 6, yeah, 6. And that 6 is then going to give you like another 2, whatever. And so the process continues. 25 plus 6 plus 2, okay? That's, what is that? 31, 33. That's another 33 people that you had in your database. You've increased your database by 33% just by asking them for a referral.
From one person.
Well, it could be from one person, but usually these 100 in your database, one person could give you 50 referrals, but usually 20 people or whatever, 5 people will give you 5 each. Usually it's a small number of referrals, but they'll give you a lot of people. That's generally hard in my experience. But sometimes you could get 50 people that give you 1 referral. But usually you'll find that a small group, the ones you've got the strongest relationship with, the ones that love you the most, are going to give you the most referrals. So your goal is to make everybody love you so much that they're going to give you additional referrals. Now the system manages this whole process for you, so it's completely automated. Because remember, you don't really care about this. Once it's set up and you forget about it. You're a business owner, you don't have time. All you care about is when these babies come in. The forms. Okay, that's what you care about. Because when forms come in, that's when you pick them up and you can start to do business. The rest is completely automated by Majestic.
How is the form different from, on your website where you've got your contact details with them? How is it different from that?
Yeah, good question. Okay, the forms on your website. Okay, this is a Majestic form, which all of you have seen because you filled it out to come on the course. What you can do is you can take a website, okay, with your logo at the top. I'll even write it in big capital letters, logo. Okay, so you've got your logo there. And then what you do is you have a little photograph of you, and then there's a picture of your dog and cat, and you talk about how great your business is, and blah, 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 blah. What you do is in your website, it can be on the home page, or it can be on a contact us link. You insert what's called an iframe. And this is your web page, your home page. But in here is a mini version of the form. Because what happens is this form is just a website address. So what you're doing is this little window here is like a little sneak peek into Majestic. So this form is actually a Majestic form. So if somebody fills out their name, email address, and cell phone number and says, yes, I'm interested in making an inquiry, push submit, it automatically goes into your database in Majestic and automatically starts them on your journey.
How do you put it into your website?
It's using what's called an iframe. You guys know about iframes.
How do I put an iframe in my website?
It's a
It's just a little bit of
2 or 3 lines of code. Yeah. Two or three lines of code. It's very simple. Your web designer should be able to do it for you. All you need to do is build your form and then give them the form. Okay. So that's been a long day. Just to finish off now, are we all kind of comfortable? Is it starting to sink in a little bit? And does it have some viable potential for your business? Okay, good. Because that's what we're here to do. Because at the moment, things are changing rapidly. I mean, as we mentioned before, we're going into a crisis. Everything's a crisis at the moment. And there's, people say to me, South Africa is such a huge opportunity for small businesses. And it's like, I think this must be one of the worst countries in the world to run a small business. There is no community. There's just a bunch of sharks out there. We're dominated by monopolies. We have to fight for the crumbs that are left over. It's a horrible time to be a small business owner. We have some of the worst small business success rates in the world. That's the harsh reality. So what we got to do is we've got to start thinking a bit differently. We've got to start working together as communities. Because if we can work together as communities, we can refer each other. The system doesn't want that. The system wants us to go and buy expensive accounting packages and make sure we've got the best tax consultants. Okay, and make sure we've got fancy offices and the best clothing and the nice car. Because let's face it, you can't go to a client unless you're buying a car that costs 3 times more than you can afford. Okay, and you've got to have the best shoes. Okay, and you've got to have, everything is just the best PCs and the best cell phone and the best everything. That's not what it's about. It's about us as individuals coming back home and realizing that we are just that. We're human beings. And this process, when facilitated correctly, will just explode your entire business. And you can do whatever you want.